All right. Episode 70 is live. For By the Numbers, Rich. What have we got?
This is documentary heavy this week. We have The Contestant. We got Hack Your Health. We got Jim Henson, Idea Man, The Beach Boys, and Breathe. Excuse me. Those are the 5 movies we have this week.
Yep, we sure do. So yeah, we have 1 movie in the bunch, 4 documentaries. We all have 1 special guest.
The biggest ball buster there is, outside of Nate. I think Evan is even more. Spoiler, Evan is the biggest ball buster.
Evan is. Oh yeah, I had trouble loading the intro, so I'm gonna see if I can get that done this time.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I was trying to get the intro loaded, and it wouldn't complete. It would just sit there spinning, and I'm like, dang nabbit, I can't get the intro to load. And it just
wow.
No, I can't believe that.
Yeah, we're not live on Instagram either.
Oh yeah, I got to do the thingy.
It
says you're live.
What?
It says I'm live on Instagram.
I don't see it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. I think I have to click the go live.
Oh,
okay. So yeah, we are live on Instagram now. Woohoo! That's interesting.
What? I put my
to get that to work. Oh, it did. I got the intro loaded. Great. All right. That's Rich. I'm Dave. Evan's coming in a minute. This is the Faces for Radio. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us as the Faces for Radio podcast presents By the Numbers, where we take new releases, streaming, video, or theater. We watch them, we review them, we let you know our thoughts. I am your host, Dave, and my co-host is
Rich. How you doing, man?
Put that down. No. I'm doing okay. It's it seems kind of weird. I'm on the other side. Hold on.
It is.
That's better. Let's. I know. I was like, wait a minute. I should be doing this when I'm yelling at you. All right. And not to be outdone, let's bring in our good buddy Evan to the show. What's up, Evan? Thanks for jumping in.
Evan?
How's it going?
Man. I don't know. How did you feel about a documentary heavy By the Numbers? Did you?
I love documentaries, so that's probably my 3rd most watched genre. There is. So I jumped on board, especially when I saw that they were all like video on demand. I didn't have to go to the theater. I can't get to the theater right now.
So I was glad you were able to join us, man.
Yeah. I saw this and I went, I'll do this, and it's documentaries and I like them.
What's your first favorite genre to watch?
My first favorite?
Yeah.
I would be political thrillers.
Oh, I can see that. Knowing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
will be what you would call the drama and then action. I probably are.
Okay.
Like a good drama. Nice going. So.
Good picks.
Yeah. All right. Before we get rolling, let's get into the chat and say hi to everyone that's in. Jay, thank you for joining us.
Jay?
We are doing pretty well. And my friend, you get the cookie. So there's your cookie. Yay, cookie for you. Got quite a few people. My bro Mike is in the house.
What's up, Michael?
Ready to hear about some movies. Saying hey. Yep, we are doing good. Holland is in the house. What is up, Holland? Loving that. Dell is here.
Hey,
Dell, we are gonna be with Dell tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that for a triple threat 3-way dance of epic proportions. We're gonna a 3-way movie swap is what we're doing. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna do a little spoiler. There was one movie out of the 3 that I really loved and I had never heard of. So yeah,
it was mine. But it probably wasn't mine. They were like, "What the hell was that?" I loved it. Corey's in the house. What's up, Corey? Good to see you.
You're doing good.
Saying hey to everybody. And there's my buddy John, my bro. We have our show on Friday nights. This Friday, we're going to be looking at the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana for a haunted location. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to talk about that. Kal-El is in the house. What is up, Superman? Beach Boys, where's Chris Tucker when you need him? And then here comes Nate. I don't press balls. Come on, man.
I mean, we should use that in the court for evidence of a liar.
Yeah. Love it. Everybody saying hey. Dell cannot hang with us tonight. Got some real life stuff to tend to. Appreciate that, my friend. Can't wait. Yeah. Can't wait to hang out with you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Dell on Movies channel. Definitely check it out. It's going to be me, Rich, and Dell, and we each picked a movie that the other two have not seen. So first time watches, we're going to talk about those. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. See you, Dell.
Love it. Sorry I couldn't join you guys tonight for a collection of my favorite kind of movies, streaming stuff. That sounded a bit sarcastic. Maybe I read it wrong, but that seemed a bit sarcastic. What's up, guys? Can't wait to hear about it. Yep. Nate, don't be lying. Nate gets no cookies. No cookies for Nate. 3-way swap sounded dirty the way Dave said it. I didn't. It sounded obscene, but I didn't mean it that way. Not completely.
That's your life, my friend. That's your life.
Dave gets a little freaky. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. I get a little freaky on the show. I got Dave After Dark. But if anybody knows it's John, where I turn the lights red and the music comes on, where we can just talk real slow and get into these movies. But I got to tell you, documentaries are not my favorite genre.
I've liked documentaries, good documentaries.
I like the occasional documentary. I don't mind a documentary with 4 movies, but 4 documentaries, I was like, bleh.
Well,
most of these were blah.
Let's just talk about Rich likes good documentaries. Would he like bad documentaries? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to ask that question.
Evan, run. Dave's dimming the lights.
I'm trapped in my basement.
Dave don't use lube. He goes dry.
No, I don't. It's no foreplay, no Demerol. And,
son, if you're watching, turn off the TV.
Welcome to Lowe's House of Spanking. But anyway, so like we always do, we take the 5 movies. Speaking of no lube, we're going to get right into this. It's a penetrating conversation. We take the 5 movies, we watch them, we review them, we score them. I take the average of the 3 of us in this case, and I rank them from 5 to 1 based on the average score. And I will tell you, our top 2 movies have a tie score between the 3 of us.
Oh, shit.
So with that, the one that takes first place, not necessarily the one we picked, but the one where our individual numbers are closer together is the one that actually wins. So for one of them, we have one of us is like really high and the other 2 are kind of the same. And then for the other one, 2 of them are kind of the same, but higher. And then one guy is really down. So that's the one that ends up winning, but not that it's the better of the 2 movies, but both of them got the same score. It's just the way that I end up ranking them. So you guys, what do you think came in Fifth place. What do you think got the lowest score this week?
If Hack Your Life is not in fifth place, I don't know if I could continue the show.
Yeah. So
Nate goes,
I like good documentaries, Rich. So it's a quote. Brown chicken, brown cow. I'm not sure.
That's a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Wow, Rich said he's a dry drill. No, Diddy hasn't puffed it. But okay, well, let's not talk about Diddy. That's an idea for Faces for Radio merch, a shirt that says "I like good documentaries." I still want the one masterpiece of cinema. It's greatest thing. So that's why it's my number 2 movie of the year. That's it.
I'm never gonna fucking live that.
That is going on the back of a t-shirt. Once they start doing merch, that is going to be on the back of a t-shirt. I'll put it on a mouse pad. I don't care. That's the quote.
That was. Yeah.
Besides, our favorite one.
Fucking incredible.
Our favorite one from Grant.
Hardcore Grant.
Grant.
But you said Hack Your Health is number 5. You think?
I think Hack Your Life is number 5.
I want to say that too, but I was really disappointed in Breathe. So I'm gonna go with Breathe.
I know my score for Breathe, so I probably cancel out your scores. That's my guess.
Dave, I'm usually wrong. So
we're both wrong.
He doesn't total his scores, but he's usually wrong.
I don't total my scores.
He actually did really good with our 10 movies. You were actually pretty much on the money with most of them.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Last week, which was really interesting. But yeah, with 5, no, he gets them wrong. So yeah, coming in 5th place is Hack Your Health: The Secrets of Your Gut. And I'm sorry, Evan, I'm gonna move you.
No worries.
So they can see you and not me. So this is on Netflix, you guys, and I gotta tell you, I had hopes for this. I wanted this to be more informative, because I want to hack my health. I want to be healthier, but this documentary doesn't tell you shit.
No, it just tells you to keep your gut clean.
It just tells you that you shit.
Yeah. And if you're coming on a documentary on information base, so the Beach Boys, Jim Henson, don't count in this field because those are about a person, right?
Yeah, those are biographies.
Yeah, and you need
this is educational. Yeah, this is supposed to be educational,
and it's about health, and it could dictate. In the notice the one thing that it did not have in the whole entire documentary.
No.
What?
Oh no, I was reading the comment.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not going near that one. And Rich goes down.
It did not have a dietitian. It did not have official doctor. It didn't have anyone, an expert in any field at all. It has chefs. Why the heck are you talking about there was 2 chefs, or they just like to cook? And then this one lady who's just talking is she's read some articles, and this is the problem. This is totally what you see on social media with people who just giving advice because they heard someone else say it, and then they heard someone else, and they put, here's the link, and they screenshot it, but they don't actually put a link in it. By the way, I'm going to give you a big tip. If someone says, here's the source, but don't give you a hyperlink to the actual source, throw it away. A screenshot is not a link. It is not a source. And sorry, this is me as an historian who sources a lot of things. So this just pissed me off because of that aspect. It doesn't matter what they say at that point. Even if it's good, you have to, I don't know if it's true or not. Now I'm just pissed. This one.
And that blonde lady was so fascinated with poo. I thought this would be
like I said, it was an hour and a half documentary about shit. It was about poo. I was like, oh, okay, well, great. And then it was there was this life-size model of your intestines where she's touching this and I'm like, okay.
She really got inside of you, Dave, didn't
she really got in depth. Yeah, she really got in there. But I had to take a pause. There were a couple of interesting things in here. So I wasn't, but like you said, there was no doctor behind it. There was no education. There was no real knowledge, no real like proof behind it. It was just like, hey, there's stuff in your intestines and you got to use those microbes and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, but why? And then there's
or even how.
Yeah,
it's
how does that work? And they just, oh, there they are, and sometimes we lose them, and I'm like, okay, how? And no explanation, and we're hoping that we'll be able to figure out what everyone can eat to be in their best health, and I'm like, okay, when?
Yeah,
no answer. How is that going? No answer, and I'm like, you released this documentary like 10 years early because you don't have anything at the end of the equal sign. I want to be entertained or educated when I watch any type of movie, and I was neither on this.
Was this a sequel to something else, or like was this a second in a Hack Your? Because this made.
I wonder if there's another Hack Your Health movie.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a series. It's like
that's
whatever.
What I meant. Yeah,
maybe like a series of them.
This is just pure clickbait that Netflix needs something on their thing, something new, so people will continue to subscribe and click and say, and just adding to the number. Look at all the content we have for you, and not good content.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything else.
So quality over quantity, or quantity. Let me start over. Quality over quantity.
Yes, and I don't know if you saw that the new satisfaction with streaming services. Apple is now tied with Apple TV Plus is now tied with Netflix, and
Apple TV Plus.
And their content is nowhere near at quantity wise.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if I go to click something, even if I might not like it, you're going to get something good. Good quality. It might not be always for me, but I know that it's going to be at least good. Even their bad stuff is better than most of Netflix mediocre stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I think Apple TV Plus and HBO Max.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob? Are my favorite two streaming services.
Max has gone downhill for me so badly.
I thought Max has really kind of shit the bed recently.
Because with Discovery coming in and they're mixing. So I went to go watch another documentary, and then I found out, and they put it under the Max title, and it was made by Discovery, and that pissed me off because a Discovery documentary is nowhere near an HBO documentary. And they're now interchanging them because Discovery realizes no one's watching the Discovery stuff, documentaries like me. So let me try to trick you, and I'm not a fan of that. So
I like their movie. They have a great selection of movies.
But but just find them on Netflix. I'm sorry, it's on Netflix. It's on Hulu. Like the Batman is now on Hulu. They're selling it off. So it's like, why even need Max? I got rid of Max. I don't have Max legally. Don't put that in the live.
So the synopsis of this one reads: an informative yet lighthearted documentary exploring the intricacies of the digestive system and its pivotal role in maintaining overall health and well-being. There was some stuff that, like I said, there was some stuff that I found interesting, but as a whole, I'm not going to recommend this. I just, as the German lady said during the entire documentary, just poop this out, flush it down the toilet. This is, I don't think this is worth your time.
But I'm going to give one positive thing.
I was going to, go ahead.
That is the puppets they used that was the most entertaining thing for me to show the microbes in the.
I gave a decent score for story and visuals. I mean, I gave it a 5. They weren't great, but because of the scoring system, it got a higher score than what I would. Because if I was doing a star rating and just a star rating, this would be a half a star. That's it. But this gets a higher rating breaking down because of the scoring, right? But I'll tell you right now, it's okay. This is going to do more harm than good. I hate these type of stuff. We have to hold Netflix and people who make these type of documentaries to a higher standard.
Yep.
So
I agree. Speaking of which, let's go to our highlights on it. Since you were talking about the scores, it's a good segue, Evan. Thank you. So Rich, your highest, you have an 8 for the visuals on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I see a couple of 6s for trailer and directing. And then everything's 5s and 4s. Evan, you have a 7 for the ending because it was over. And then
well, if you watch the documentary and you had to give it credit, the ending did kind of bring what the shit they were talking about together a little bit. So I gave them credit where credit's due, but you get what I'm saying.
I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, as my buddy John says. Now, for me, I gave 7s to the trailer and visuals, and then I gave 6s to ending, story, and direction. There were and subgenre, because there was some interesting stuff. There was some facts, not that I can prove them, but there were some facts that I was like, So John says, I really like those puppets.
I did.
And he says, so it wasn't diarrhea.
It was loose.
It was loose stool. It was soft serve. It wasn't quite diarrhea, but it definitely was not solid. It was like, yeah. And I'm guessing that's Jerry.
Right?
I think that's Jerry.
So. I don't know. Let us know if you're
solid shit. No, it wasn't solid. It was lumpy.
The puppets were cool.
The puppets were cool.
I did. I thought that.
Cool.
Well, we know you like puppets,
you
because you also have Jim Henson too. I wonder if that score went even higher.
It was loose.
We'll have to wait and see.
That's going on a t-shirt. Yep. What's up, Grant? Good to see you.
You're doing good, man.
Speaking of which, I gotta do your scores. Because I got them today, but I didn't get a chance to put them in. So let's go to our final scores on Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut, coming in last place, you guys. IMDb is giving this a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score, nothing, because nobody's watching it. But a 40% audience score. Rich, you gave it a 54. I gave it a 58. Evan gave it a 43 for a total average score of 51.67.
Avoid this one, guys. Don't waste your time.
Or, as I did with Holes, Evan would give this a 92. Because it's all about holes.
Jeez.
Wow.
Walked into that one, didn't you?
Yeah, slid right into that. Speaking of loose stools, let's talk about our next movie.
Uh-oh.
And
Evan, what do you think it is?
What do you think our number 4 movie is?
If I'm going off my scores, my problem is I don't trust you, Rich. You come in crazy sometimes.
He always does some crazy scores.
I'm going to say the Contestant.
Hold on. I got to pull my scores up. I don't know, man. There's one I did not like. It was a documentary I fucking hated.
But I also, once again, I know my scores, and I think I scored it high to offset you.
Man, I am going to go Beach Boys.
I'm going with the Contestant.
Okay. Our number 4 movie is Brave.
See, that was going to be my second guess.
This had so much potential. The trailer I really liked, but man, was I let down with this. I was really let down.
Contestant was weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the thing. At first, I was looking at this trailer, and I was going, okay, Common, okay, Mila Jovovich, okay, Jennifer Hudson,
right?
And my stock level dropped right away because
really?
I'm not.
I like Jennifer Hudson. I love her in Dreamgirls.
That's the only thing. But that
I've never seen that.
And I didn't hate her in this. So when I watched this had like a very low Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yes,
it was very low, and I'm like, what kind of crap is Rich gonna pick me?
See, I don't look at any of that. I really don't. I just see it on the calendar. No, because I think that taints it. Because we know. I don't like to know the scores, what the critics are saying.
No, I only do that for the card at the end. That way, it compares what those guys thought to what our thoughts were. Rich was let down by a straight to VOD movie with Mila Jovovich in classic Rich.
I ended up enjoying it. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. I
agree with that. I had low expectations because of the trailer, but it was actually a little bit better than that. I like Evan said, I didn't hate it.
I think because we had because did the original scoring have script on, right? Was script included?
Yes.
Okay, so I think this one got hurt a little bit because of that. Because it benefited on my scores because I gave script a lower score, but it bumped because I had two scorings. I had the old scoring when I was originally doing this.
Yeah, it's just that I found that putting script as a score, people didn't understand.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking that off so that we could have an extra one for the subgenre, so we could actually score more of the genre specific stuff, and then kind of merge script in with story to where I'm following the dialogue and I'm like, okay, that tells me the script isn't good, so I lower the story score because of that, even though the story itself may be good, but if they're like the dialogue's kind of crappy, which I found here, I agree. I think the script is bad here.
Yeah, I think the script is bad. The story is interesting. I thought it just doesn't build out its world enough. It's a real compact. Yeah, I agree with that. And then you either need to be in a compact story and not tell us the overall story, or you world build. Because issue was that it's saying, hey, this is the world we're living in now, here's my life. But they didn't do a good job with the world building. Or you do like other movies saying, oh, this is just what they're doing, what kind of world's around them. Like you make it a mystery and stuff like that. But they didn't do that.
That's hard to do in 90 minutes. It was 90 minutes, wasn't it? It was like an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's 93 minutes.
If they never told us what happened to the Earth and explained that, and you just all of a sudden get dropped in and miss that whole opening monologue, and you're just now dropped in with Common and his dad in the library, and you have no clue what's going on, now you're in a ride for a mystery. Now you have discovery happening. But the problem is they had this big opening monologue, but then you never get to that world because you only got 90 minutes to do it. So I think it hurt itself by doing that.
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. No, I'm following that.
What did you guys think? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Let me do the synopsis on this really quick. An East Flatbush mother and daughter, barely surviving in an oxygen-less world, must band together to protect each other when intruders arrive claiming to know their missing father. So yeah, like I said, I think the initial plot and the storyline is pretty good. I agree with Evan that they gave me this, like, here's this world and all this kind of stuff, and then all we get is a pocket of it during the movie. There's no if there was more of a mystery as to what was going on, like A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Like how they pulled that off, where it was like, why are they not talking? Why can't they talk? What the hell's going on? And then you get piece by piece, you get flashbacks of the world and what's going, and that made it so much more intriguing because it was mysterious, suspenseful, nail biting. It was really good, and I think they could have pulled that off here.
Also, you got the level of director and the level of writing. It's not the same as John.
It's not the same. You know, you got John Krasinski directing that, and then you got Bill Krasinski directing this, or whatever his name is.
I had issues with the visuals.
Stefan Bristol is the director here.
Did you have issues with the visuals on this? It felt very soundstage. I was like, I don't know. That took me out of it too. Is when it felt like they were all on the same set. It just was weird to me. It looked weird.
We really didn't see much and stuff.
Yeah,
I think the problem was the script, because they do stupid things and it doesn't explain why. And I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it. The reason why Common goes and leaves his family is the stupidest reason ever. I don't care. You're living in this world. You don't go that far to just bury your dad next to your mother.
Right.
I'm sorry. You need, have him go out saying, I need this tool from this car that I know that's in there. Give me something that makes it but just the stupid to leave your wife and kid to bury your dad.
And it was a waste of his acting, because he's not a bad actor.
You didn't need it. In my opinion, I don't think you needed to have him be injured, maybe be something. I don't understand it.
I don't know about that, but maybe a little bit, just put a little bit more money.
Is it Sam Worthington, Sam Washington, whatever the fuck is
Sam Worthington, yeah.
Worthington, waste here too. He wasn't very good in this.
He was
He's never really good. Tell me a movie he's actually good in.
I liked him in The Ledge. I liked him in that.
Is he actually? I've seen that. I don't think he's good. That's a good movie, but it's not because of him.
Well,
I agree with that.
And he's not too terrible in the Avatar movie when you see him.
Really? Okay, I'll disagree on that one. I can't stand him as an actor.
No, I don't think he's a very good actor. But I don't think Mila Jovovich is a very good actress.
But I
think they could do better than what they did.
What movie did we talk about last week that I thought that she would be a better role? It was J-Lo's movie. What was that called?
It was that Atlas movie.
Yeah. See, that she should have started in that instead of Jenny from the Block.
Yeah. Well, I think at least she shows a little bit more emotion on her face.
Yeah.
So basically they turned this whole world of an oxygen-less environment and turned it into Panic Room.
Yeah.
With no dialogue, really, with no good dialogue. Because basically it was like they locked themselves into the room, and the Sam Worthington and Mila Jovovich are like, we're getting in there no matter what. And I saw Panic Room only with horrible acting.
And also terrible sound. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. Where's your soundtrack? I mean, you're locked in a room. You have records. They kind of hinted at it. Then the music just falls, and then any kind of sound itself is terrible. Like that to me was the worst. Like when they shoot a gun, I'm like going, it just sounded bad. Like it did not sound like whoever was in the editing bay and doing the sound for this said, let me just pull stock from one of those websites and just put it in.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I wonder if they just spent all their money on the actors, because, like I said, the visuals weren't good.
None of these actors are paid that much, though.
But this movie looked like it was made on $150.
I guess so.
Yeah, it doesn't. The visuals of it just really bothered me. I didn't like the orange palette of it. I don't know. It just bothered me.
I didn't mind that. I think too. I'm wondering is if it was shot digitally, and then when they processed it, that some of that true colors came off wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if it's mastered correctly, because there's some blocking that I don't know that I saw that's not like, oh, my internet's slow, but like it was in the movie. I don't know, whoever like said finalized movie might have hit something wrong, because there was some color coding. I thought when she at the very end and she's at the other place, where did she go? Whatever, wherever Mila Jovovich people were from, you know?
Yes.
That whatever. But look at the color of that, whatever that room was. It did not look like it was in timing for me. And
I didn't know.
So, But I think this movie was just poorly made. I don't think it's bad. Like, it's one of those movies you have nothing to do and it's free, and you will say this might sound interesting to me because you like post-apocalyptic stories and you like this kind of stuff. Go for it. It's like one of those people who like horror movies and they watch those terrible slasher movies. If you like post-apocalyptic, if you like post-apocalyptic movies, this is not terrible.
But and I like post-apocalyptic movies too. I'm a sucker for those. But yeah, I wouldn't pay money for this.
No.
Wait for it to hit streaming. It's gonna be on Netflix. You know it will.
Right by Hack Your Life. It will be right next to it.
There's
Evan, I
Breathe.
agree with you.
Secrets about your gut. Like it's like breathe and poop. Those are the most important things in your life. So I guess that's what you want to do. Speaking of breathing and pooping, what's up, Steve? Good to see you.
What an intro, Steve.
Yep. I am just loading Grant's reviews. And then we'll go to our highlights for Breathe, which not very much.
Like I said, I don't think I did terrible on the scores.
I think what saves it for me the most, and I think for all of us, is the cast. Because it's got a recognizable cast. I gave the cast a 10. Evan gave it a 9. You gave it an 8, Rich. So, so after that, I'm gonna go with Evan's highlights first. You gave 7s to acting, ending, story, and genre as technically a sci-fi movie. Rich, you gave a 7 to the trailer, and then a 6 to visuals. Everything else was 5s and 4s. I gave a 6 to the visuals and the subgenre, and everything else for me is 5s and 4s as well. But yeah, I can't recommend this. Yeah. I'm rendering. Yeah, that's why.
No, I had a good. I don't know if it was just in the mood, and it was just I put it on and it distracted me from what I was worried about for an hour and a half.
And that's the power of a movie. It doesn't matter what it is. So that movie did its job for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I love movies, good or bad.
Well, we know you like good movies. You've already stated that.
He likes good movies, except for comedies. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hate comedies.
Unless it's got Jason Bateman.
I bet you Rich goes into those to go buy a car and goes, can I get a good car? Like one that works?
Can I get a good car? You know what? This was the best car I've ever driven. I can't explain. This must be an evolution in motor vehicles, but I'll take the Honda.
Yeah.
As my favorite.
Missing a wheel.
It's missing a wheel. It sputters when you start it. But God damn it, I like it.
And I'm going to drive away saying I like good cars.
And I like good cars. It's got a bumper sticker. It's got a bumper sticker that says "Honk if you love Jason Bateman." I want that.
There
car.
You go.
I love it. Let's go to our final scores on Breathe. You guys coming in 4th place. Wow. Okay. IMDb is giving this a 3.8. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 18%. Audience score 23%. Rich, you gave it a 53. I gave it a 55. Evan gave it a 59. Total average score 55.67.
We were way above.
You're way above. I really think they shit on this without watching it, and
it has to be because I don't understand a 23 on this. I could maybe like if it was in the high 30s, maybe because I know that some people aren't going to like it. You might go, "Oh, I like Jennifer Hudson. I like Common. I like Mila Jovovich," but this is not my cup of tea. But to be a 23, I don't think they've watched the whole thing, or
Yeah, I think they probably did what I did. Oh, it's Jennifer Hudson. But
who hates Jennifer?
I don't think she's.
I love Jennifer Hudson. I love watching
just,
her like on The Voice and stuff. I think she's.
I think she's absolutely stuck up. I can't stand Jennifer Hudson. And you know, Dreamgirls, fine, but
I've never seen it.
I couldn't watch it, but it was, you know, it was great and all that. She got an Oscar for that, right?
Yeah,
or was nominated, something.
But if you just know, her life is not the easiest, because don't forget she was on American Idol and she was pretty much voted off because they called her like fat.
Yeah. Ritz at a restaurant. Can you please bring me a good waiter and also one of your good loose meat sandwiches? Also a good side of fries. I like good food.
Fuck, Nate.
Oh, jeez.
And let's go back to the beginning where he said he doesn't bust balls, right?
Right.
No, he's just speaking truth there. There's no ball busting there.
There's no ball busting. He's just being honest.
We all know.
I don't bust balls.
We all know Rich went into the restaurant and said, I like good food. Can you bring me some?
Can you bring me some good food? Nate hating on loose meat sandwiches.
What's funny is loose meat sandwiches are a real thing. Like you can get a loose meat hamburger, and that's an actual type of hamburger.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've never had that?
I've never had anything like that, but
here in California, loose meat sandwiches are not big.
Yeah.
The closest thing you get to it is a sloppy Joe.
Right.
But even then, it's a very tomato heavy base taste thing. Yeah. So it's not even that loose at that point, because it's a glob of meat.
It's glob of crap in a bun. It's basically like a sloppy Joe is like, it's like taking spaghetti with hamburger in it and putting it on a sandwich.
Nope.
I had to make myself a own butter burger because I saw it online.
Loose meat sandwiches sounds so dirty.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't want somebody that's got a loose meat.
It's big in Iowa.
It is.
Made right.
I like my meat tight. I don't like it loose.
I like my meat tight. That's going on a shirt. I like my meat tight. I don't like it loose.
Yeah. I like a loose meat sandwich. I put
no, I've never had anything like that. I mean, the closest thing maybe like a Philly cheesesteak or something, but even still with the cheese and stuff on it, it's like a solid piece of stuff. Meat sandwiches is nasty.
This is the quality of movies we watch, people. As that, we're going to talk more about loose meat sandwiches.
We're going to talk more about loose meat and and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's.
Did any of our scores ever make it? Just want to ask: did any of our scores of our movies make it in the 80s or above?
Yes.
Okay. I was worried for a while. I'm like, are any of these movies going to be above 80?
I will say, two of us.
I'm going to tell you. Go ahead.
Two of us gave 80s to one documentary. One of us gave a 90 to a documentary in this.
I bet I'm the 90.
Watched.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
And I was like, oh, this week's going to fucking suck. After watching two of the documentaries, I was like, oh, man. But then one saved it for me.
Somehow they're dry with mail on. I got to rethink this stream.
Nate has asked my question. What is that? Somehow they dry.
A sandwich with mayo on it?
I think did he mean
I'm
pretty
mayo? I'm pretty sure he said mayo. I think he wanted to say mayo like mayonnaise, but it sounded dirty. This sounds a little dirty. Just
he's probably saying dry meat, I hope.
dry with meat on it, or dry with mayo on it.
See, I put cream of mushroom soup in my loose meat, and just
so it's shit on a shingle.
Whoa,
yeah.
We call that shit on a shingle. You take cream of mushroom soup with hamburger meat, and then you put it on toast.
No, it's white gravy. Sorry, now we're gonna get into like
shit on the shingles in Iowa is toast, with white gravy and hamburger sausage. That shit on shingle.
That shit on the shingle.
Yeah.
That's what I know it as.
Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
No, because biscuits and gravy is you need a biscuit.
Yeah.
This is with white toast.
Yeah.
See,
white toast.
totally different sandwich.
Yeah.
I love cream mushroom soup on my loose.
We just hope your girl does too.
She's like, help! I thought we were done with the shit documentary.
I bet Rich walks into this with his girl going, I got cream of soup, mushroom
I got
soup.
cream of mushroom, baby.
I went to the store.
I'm making loose meat sandwiches tonight.
Oh man, you got to kill him tonight.
And he asked me. He is. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
What's our next one?
All right. Speaking of loose meat, let's move on to our number 3 movie this week. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go with Contestant. I know he's gonna go with the Idea Man. I bet.
No, I'm gonna go with the Beach Boys.
He's gonna go with
Beach Boys. That's sorry.
He's gonna go with Beach Boys. So our number 3 movie for this week is The Contestant.
This was fucking weird.
This was fucking pointless.
They tortured this dude.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
For ratings, they tortured this dude for ratings.
And here's my problem with this documentary. So you have the guy who's creator of the show, right? They never challenged him truly to say, is this not just abuse? They just let him say, I'm messing with him and this is okay.
Yeah, it's in another country, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
yes, well, it's being done, and you have Americans in it talking about it. So it is a.
I thought I didn't think she
the
was
BBC lady was British, but
British. She was British. Yeah.
She was a British lady, even though she spoke very good Japanese. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
But they were dissecting it. So this documentary starts off well because the guy who's in the picture naked talks about his back life of being bullied and stuff. And you're like going, okay, now he's gonna go off of this and maybe be abused and dive deep into this. Is this wrong or right? You never get that.
No, he seemed like he was okay with it.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't think we know. I don't think
that's the way I took it. It was like, it was okay. I got my name.
Was he? No, because this is my problem. Is
I
don't think
there's some stuff going on under the surface here that I definitely want to talk about. So I'm going to read the synopsis. It says a Japanese reality TV star left naked in a room for more than a year is tasked with filling out magazine sweepstakes to earn food and clothing. So that's basically the gist of the show that the documentary is based on.
Once he earns $1 million in gifts, right?
Once he earns 1 million yen in prizes, then he wins.
He wins.
But that wasn't the end of it. They fucked with him again. So this dude who is apparently they treat as a god as far as a TV producer goes. And I want to say Takshida, I can't remember his name for sure, but he was sitting there like, I'm not a god, I'm the devil. I thought it would be a great idea. So they didn't give him the option. They had a bunch of auditioners in a room. They did a lottery, and the person who got the blue thing or whatever, the person who won was taken and shoved into that apartment and just told, hey, here's the deal. And they shut the door on him.
And they left it. He thought he won. The door unlocked.
Yeah, they left it unlocked, but he said that he, and kind of like a Stockholm syndrome type of thing, to where you felt like you didn't want to leave because you were doing the thing. So at first he thought it was a joke. He thought suicide a couple times, which is that's a serious thing. But he was basically tortured for over a year, having to do this stuff, and he was live on camera. They Truman showed his ass. And Truman Show came after this. So like the Truman Show was based on this. is what it felt like. And this is extreme. I mean, Japanese do some weird shows.
Oh yeah.
I have no problem, adhering to that, because I've seen some of the stuff. Like they do stuff where they just hit you in the nuts if you get a question wrong.
That's just rich on a Saturday afternoon, dude.
That's rich on that's like all day, every.
Get my cream of
Speaking
mustard soup.
Speaking of holes, keep that going. But yeah, so I found this intriguing, but at the same time, I didn't want to watch it because I didn't think it was right.
Yeah.
And my problem with it is they didn't dive into the darker side with it. They didn't. They just stayed on a surface level, I felt, on these topics. They didn't really.
I agree, John.
You think from the beginning of this so first of all, I saw the trailer. I said, this looks stupid. I don't like it. And I don't want to watch it. This was the one I didn't want. And then I watched the first 10 minutes. I thought, oh, maybe this is going to be a study on what is abuse, what will we watch, and dive into it. And it doesn't. It just goes, here it is. Hey, isn't this funny? Like the documentary, dissecting it, it's kind of also part of the abuse cycle of the guy that had it. So yeah. I didn't think the documentary itself asked the right questions and then tackled the points that I think me as a watcher the point of that you should make of this.
Yeah. I got a little something else out of that, and it was toward the end, because he finished with the competition, and toward the end, and he came out realizing that he was famous, and started doing stuff for his home area, Fukushima. And then Fukushima gets hit with an earthquake and stuff like that. So it was kind of like what I got is it showed at the very tail end how he changed as a person based on what happened to him. Almost like he was better for it. He became a better person because of how he was treated. And I don't agree with that, but and he said himself, he's like, I don't know if I would have done the things I did after if not for the show. But
that's like taking your bad and like using it for good
and turning it around. Exactly.
You got to admit, the documentary on the whole did not. It's perfect. Like, it's when you write your thesis and you write your end of your essay, but when you go to research it and you look at all the data, they don't fit. But you don't want to rewrite those 2 paragraphs, so you just leave them in, so your paper doesn't make sense. That's what this felt like. Okay. Because I agree that there was some, like, when it was just about him before and after, I thought it was the most intriguing part, but they didn't at all do it.
I agree, John.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. If it was a 4-part series instead of just 1, they could have gone more in depth into
like, what happens to him after his family was embarrassed to be. Sorry, I was reading what he said. Like, his family was embarrassed.
I just realized that. I don't, and through no fault of riches, one of them.
But his family was embarrassed of him. I want to know what happened to him and his family. Like what went on there.
Well, they basically
psychological.
They touched on it, but it was like, but it was just really him going, yeah, my family really rejected what I wanted to do because I wanted to be a comedian or wanted to be an actor, and they were just like, no, if you leave, you're out, you're cut off, and don't get naked. that was the thing. Don't get naked, and that's the first thing he does. Is he gets naked for almost a year and a half. So, and then he's like, when I came home, I thought I was going to be in trouble. I thought my family would reject me because I disobeyed them. Because that was the one thing that his mom was like, don't do this. And that was the first thing he did once he got that gig. But
like, when that box drops, like, what happens to his mind?
Oh,
when that camera goes
was fucked
off.
up. That was messed up, bro. I was like, don't make him take his clothes off. He was just like, I better just get ready because I'm in another place. and he was ready to do it again because he thought that's what was going to happen.
Well, that's my problem. Is like all your questions you're asking, Rich, should have been answered by this document.
I agree.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm a lot of my I'm going to spoil it. I don't have anything over a 5 on this because of that. It's not. I don't understand this one. And technically, all top 3 are Disney movies because The Contestant is a Hulu movie.
This is Hulu.
That's true.
So, hey guys, this is available on Hulu and Tubi, of all places.
It still might not be worth your time.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say, you know what? I think this is worth a watch. I don't think it's great. I think it misses a lot of points. Like Evan said, I think it definitely misses a lot of points. I think there is a message in there, but you gotta really dig deep to get that message. And like I said, I found it more interesting than in some places than some of the than parts of the next 2 that we're going to talk about. To where I was like, this is something I knew about this, but I didn't go into what the show was or what he did or what happened to him. So this was all kind of new territory, and I found it really intriguing. I found it interesting, and Nate'll match me on that. This one looked intriguing to me. Yeah. I agree. It looked intriguing. The faces for Disney.
We're shills.
Yeah. So yeah, Disney, if you want to send us some money, I'll take it. But anyway, I think, I don't think it's great, but because it's available on Hulu and Tubi is free.
Yeah.
I say it's worth a watch. I say, check it out.
If you don't have anything else,
you have to spend your time.
Yeah.
I like John's thought of it being a 4-part series where you could go more in depth.
You could go more and ask the better questions because it really seemed like even when I was going to say when he was released, but when he was in the live audience and when he found out that he won, they still asked him silly questions.
Yeah.
It wasn't, one person that asked a good question was the BBC lady.
Yeah.
Or see, like, how was your mental health? Everyone else was like, did you like the dog food? And I was like, shut up, dude. But
that's TV culture. That's the people that will watch.
That's the way TV culture is.
But if this documentary would have tackled that question about how the TV culture and what questions are asking based on what country it is, now I'm interested.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. We have to struggle to find the thing, and that's just a terrible thesis. That's all I got to say.
Okay, now my question to you guys is, for $1 million, would you be able to get naked and do the shit he did? For $1 million, not taxed. In this fantasy world, you're not getting taxed on $1 million.
No,
would you do that?
Because I understand what mental health does to you.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. I'd do it for 50. No, but
we already know the answer for Rich. He does it every day.
Rich would be like, I do that all the time. I just don't get paid.
We're blessed that he's wearing a shirt right now.
Exactly.
He's not covered
outside the show. He's like,
right,
no way.
Stuff comes off.
No way. No.
I like myself.
What's up?
I hope Evan got my cookies plated like button. Actually, Jay got the cookie this time. Yeah. Okay, man, but it's good to see you, my friend.
But there's some loose meat for you.
We found out Evan likes loose meat.
No, Rich.
Evan does not like loose meat. We found out that Rich likes loose meat.
No,
with
I like
cream and mushroom soup. And I knew where one was there, the other one would show up. Miss Caveman's in the house. I hope you're healing up nice.
Yeah.
From your surgery. Just to put it out there, I love the idea, man, but might be biased because I met him as a kid and he made me and my brother's personal puppets for Christmas.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
And Rich loves puppets, so keep them hiding away from him.
He loves puppets.
He might put his loose meat in there.
All right.
What?
So let's go to our highlights and we'll get that out of the way. So yeah, Evan, your highest is a 5. So there's really no highlights for you, except I will call out you had a 1 for the trailer, and you said that in the beginning. When I saw the trailer, I was like, nope, didn't want to watch it. Nope. So yeah, nothing over a 5, but pretty much 5 straight across, except for cast and trailer. Rich, you have 8s for ending and story, 7s for acting, trailer, visuals, sound, genre, and subgenre. I have 8s for acting, ending, story, and genre. And then I have 7s for visual, direction, and subgenre. So that's where this one becomes number 3, because this, I believe, was Evan's lowest score. It might have been close with Hack Your Health. I think Hack Your Health might have been
probably a little bit lower.
Might have been a couple points lower.
Yeah.
Let me just double. Of course. Okay. Yeah.
Is that 43?
No. Yeah. Evan, actually, Hack Your Health was your lowest score. So, all right. So let's go to our final scores on the contestant. You guys coming in 3rd place. IMDb is giving this a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 92%. Audience score 90%. Rich and I both gave it a 68. Evan gave it a 45 for an average score of 60.33.
Yeah.
So if you notice, I'm really tough on documentaries.
One more week and I can start walking again. Oh, awesome.
Oh, congratulations.
But I was going to say, I'm really tough.
News. I lost a bet. I had to run naked through a golf course in the middle of the night.
Jay, you do not have to share everything with the internet. Just letting you know, Jay. You can keep some stuff to yourself.
Yeah, oversharing's a thing, bro.
Oversharing things.
I didn't know we were reviewing Team America. No, not Team America. All right. So, like I said, we have 2 more left. They both have the identical average score of the 3 of us. So we're just going to get right into number 2 and go into number 1. Our number 2 movie for this week, you guys, is Jim Henson.
Man. Get the fuck out of here. I want to recount.
Of course you do.
Can you see it? Can you see
it? I want to recount.
So, Jim Henson,
How
Idea
was the
Man.
Beach Boys number 1. That documentary was dry, boring. Oh my gosh.
Are you sure you're not talking about the Idea Man?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm ready to go to battles with you. Let's go.
Oversharing is Dave's superpower. All right. Fair enough.
That means Dave also liked the Beach Boys better than
yeah, he did.
Idea Man, based on what he said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, you're at the bottom, my friend.
I know. I even messaged him. I was like, this fucking boy. I'd rather watch paint dry than this fucking documentary.
He did tell me, and I was all prepared not to like it, but maybe it's a California thing, because I really liked it. So read the synopsis. Says this documentary will feature interviews of fans of Jim Henson's work, interspersed with footage from Jim Henson's works, including Wilkins and Watkins commercials that were previously lost. So yeah, this is documentary about Jim Henson. You get to know his wife a little bit. You get to know how the characters came about, how the other guys came in with Frank Oz and all those guys. I liked this. I enjoyed it
too.
But I gotta tell you, I got a little bored in the middle of it.
Me too.
See, I didn't know any of this stuff, and I was like, "Oh my god, this dude! Like he was tripping at one point."
Oh yeah, he was on acid for a while. You could tell by some of the characters.
I was digging it.
I have read a couple of books on Jim Henson. I've seen almost.
He's so mad the puppets are in second. Just say, I thought this would be number one. Well, like I said, it's tied in ultimate score. It's tied, but the way we flesh out the ties, this one ended up being number two.
In my heart, it's number one.
Because you like good documentaries. That's
I do like good documentaries that entertain me.
We might have lost Dave.
He's rendering.
He's rendering. That's what he gets for talking over me.
We do. There's one documentary coming up that I really want to watch. I think it's in 2 weeks. It's the Movie Pass documentary.
Well, that's already out.
Yeah, no, we're reviewing it in a couple of
minutes.
Yeah.
No, but so here's my problem with this Jim Henson documentary. I'm going to say this is I don't think Disney should have made it. This was Disney's shill of making a hero and making everything good and not tackling the actual human. Don't forget, Frank Oz attacked Disney for what they did to him when they bought the Muppets, and he blamed him for his death. And here's Frank Oz making, you get what I'm saying? They didn't
see. I didn't know any of this.
They didn't tackle those informations. They barely went into if you're going to call the idea man, I want more of the creative process of him creating stuff instead of just people talking about how great he was. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I didn't know anything about that Frank Oz stuff. But see, this documentary was all new to me. Like, I didn't know about that trippy stuff. I didn't know, his wife, and then how they kind of had a falling apart. All just like I said, all this stuff was like I was soaking it all in because I just thought he was just the Muppets and that's it.
You just thought he had his hands up some Robin's butt and that's all he did.
Yeah, that's what I really liked it. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much here that I had never heard.
Were you big into the Muppets growing up? Fraggle Rock, any of that stuff?
I loved Fraggle Rock when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Was he part of Fraggle Rock?
Those are Jim Henson creations.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that. See, I loved Fraggle Rock when I was a kid. I liked the Muppet Baby or the Muppets.
Yeah, because so anything that's called a Muppet is a Jim Henson creation. Anything that's not done by Jim Henson is called a puppet. So all Muppets are Jim Henson. So that's why Sesame Street are called Muppets, because Jim Henson creation. If you have you seen Farscape? Sci-fi show that was done by Jim Henson creations.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know this dude sounded so interesting to me. Like there was so much stuff going on in his head.
And his theories. Sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
His theories on childhood matches Steven Spielberg in saying that we have to deal with dark stuff and sad stuff, and that's why the Dark Crystal is made and stuff like that, scary stuff. And these are all good things. So I think the documentary was done. Did you see Howard about the guy who made all the music for like Lion King and stuff in Dying of AIDS?
No.
Okay, that's on Disney, and that's actually pretty good. They deal with that, and they do really well with that. But
Dave got kicked out. I just got a text from Dave. It says, "Power just went out. Are you guys on still?" He lost power. At least we look like we are. We're still talking.
We'll finish the show. We can't do fancy things, but we could read that Huck likes Farscape. I'm not surprised by that. It's a great show if you want. It's a great fun time watching it, and the Muppets just make it look so good. But I just think the movie could have done better, and I think the problem was Disney's right now is just playing it too safe for their Disney Plus brand, and I think that they needed someone else to make it.
Now that you saying that, and me not knowing the Frank Oz issues and stuff, that makes total sense because. Yeah, it's for Disney Plus.
Well, Frank Oz almost literally for a while was not wanting to deal with anything Disney, and Disney and them had to patch it up. And so what
Disney did was shell out a lot no.
So supposedly Frank Oz, I don't know for sure. I want to remember. I think I read an article on Frank Oz saying no. He sat down with Bob Iger and they had a nice conversation. And
that makes sense.
Bob Iger is the king of mending fences, and that's what he's.
They should have never put Bob Chapek in charge of Disney whatsoever.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But no, the documentary's not bad.
I really liked it.
And like I said, we scored them the same, so I gave it a high score. I think when it came to direction, by the way, sounds, like, how did we not have more music in this?
Yeah.
How did we not have more Muppets? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have such a rich genre.
Mm-hmm. What did you give the score?
I don't do the math. That was Dave's part. Text Dave, what's my score?
Hold on. I'll do mine. I got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't have my phone. Is 50. My camera.
Oh, okay.
This is riveting YouTube right now, people. Look at us add scores.
I have no clue how we're going to stop this because, guys, can you see the chat? Because I don't have the chat pulled up. Are we still live on YouTube?
Yeah, they say keep talking. That's you guys are still going on the stream.
Okay, good.
We're going. Right. Reminds me that Jim Henson did the dinosaurs. Not the Mama Huck goes in. So, but dude. By the way, I want to say one of the greatest movies of all time is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I've never seen that.
I
remember seeing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I watch that every year on Christmas Eve. I've been doing that since I was a kid. What's nice is once we know this score, we know the score for Beach Boys.
Yeah, that is true.
What's
he must be coming in on his phone. Maybe, hopefully. He's spinning. Keep spinning right round, baby, right round.
I got a 65. Wait, is that right? No?
Hold on. Let me add mine up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 50.
Right.
Hey.
Can you see me?
You are we see the haunting.
About to give a hand job.
I was gonna go with a stabbing. Michael Myers, but you know.
I went with a hand job.
You like your loose meat, so
I do
enjoy
like
that.
Loose meat.
Did anyone? Okay, chat. Did you guys watch the Dark Crystal TV show on Netflix? And if you did you watch the documentary of making the Dark Crystal? Because both are fantastic.
Hey, Guy, I seen you called, but I didn't want to answer it on live. So, but I wasn't trying to ignore you.
He was totally trying to ignore you.
No, I was not.
This is him confessing. No, just joking. I don't.
No, I never watched the one that was on Netflix. Was it?
Yeah.
And it got canceled right away, right? They did one season.
They did one season. They didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't like that term, got canceled. It was never made for 2 seasons. And so they could have continued it, but I thought it was good.
I'd never seen it. It didn't interest me. We watch a lot of movies, so I will admit I don't watch a lot of TV shows. Uh-oh.
And by the way, Huck, he watched the Muppet Christmas Carol, and it's his all-time. It is my favorite all-time Christmas Carol, and I love it because Michael Caine, he came in and he.
I'm gonna go to the chat.
He did. He played it seriously, so he never acknowledges that Muppets are Muppets. He's truly acting with Kermit the Frog, so it just worked so well. And then Huck, another thing or track, you want to watch it, the unedited. So for the longest time, when it came to VHS, they put the love song in, and I love that song. And then, but in the widescreen version and Blu-ray, they didn't have the final cut. They didn't have the song, and they thought they lost it, so they just cut it out and they couldn't put it in. But 3 years ago, someone in England was going through some kind of closet and says, "I have this reel," and it had the song on it. So they came out, Disney Plus last year, remastered it in HD with the whole uncut movie now, so you can watch it on Disney Plus.
See, you're a fucking encyclopedia of Disney information, and that's one thing I love about you. Like you have, there's so much information. This is why you need to keep your YouTube channel going. Get it going. Just like pick a topic, say the Muppets, and do a long video or a series of videos, you can get that going, man, because you got a lot of information in your head.
Yeah, I get nervous because there's a lot of other people that have that information out there too.
But we like you. We don't like them.
Of course, yeah. And by the way, good job. They love that song. My son hates that song. He doesn't want to watch it because he doesn't like love stuff because he's 13 and all that stuff. But I keep telling him that. But
so Beach Boys, we're done with Jim Henson. I loved it. I was hoping this was going to be the actual number one because it was all new information to me, and I just love the idea of how so much stuff was in Jim Henson's head.
Yeah, I think it could have been better, but yeah.
Tell me about Beach Boys. What did you love about the Beach Boys?
With the Beach Boys, so this documentary is definitely rehashed. A lot of the video footage is from other documentaries. You can watch The Wrecking Crew and other older Beach Boy documentaries. So you got a lot of the same interview stock, but how they put together and put the story together. I was intrigued. I thought it was very interesting. While I would say it's not the most entertaining documentary out there, it's not up there with the Eagles, or if you watch other musical ones, you can. But what it can be done, it does well, is I think if you're new in it tackles some of the difficult questions that have to do with, like, first of all, I can't stand Mike Love. Okay. Mike Love, since the late 90s, early 2000s, with him needing his recognition, him needing, I'm as great as Brian Wilson, I'm as good as a genius, and him always pushing that. That's just him all the time. I'm a great Beach Boy, and he's the Beach Boys, and everyone else does that. And I have a hard time. There's a way to get your information out without needing to be the Mike Love way. But I liked how they tackled it. They went into more detail than any documentary did, and had, I think, real conversations on some of that stuff, like with the dad selling the rights of the catalog, and before the Greatest Hits came out. And if they didn't do that, the whole entire families would be taken care of for the rest of their lives, but they're not, because the dad was selfish and wanted to give his sons a comeuppance and said, I'm going to sell this all out and make my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it did well. I think it's on the same level as I like that they're a tie, because its weaknesses as like an Ideas Man is, once again, I think it comes down to the Disney Plus. They're trying to make a feel-good movie. Okay,
Dave must be working behind the scenes somewhere.
Yes.
There he is.
Jesus.
Amen.
I am not a Beach Boys fan. I appreciate their music. But to be honest, don't laugh or judge, but you guys always do. So anyway, I didn't know the Beach Boys until, was it the Tom Cruise movie that had Kokomo? What was that?
Cocktail.
What movie was that?
Cocktail.
That's where I was first introduced to the Beach Boys.
Mine was Full House.
But I didn't know any of this stuff.
Oh.
I was bored to death.
So I'm outside.
We could tell.
Because the power went completely out at my house. Must be a brownout for the heat.
Yeah, fucking California.
So I am now, and I try to set a hotspot on my phone and it works. So I'm on my phone. We're gonna get this done.
Yeah. But the Beach Boys, the only thing that really piqued my interest when we got to Charles Manson, I was like, wait, what? Now, do you have any more information on that, Evan?
Yeah, so Charles Manson lived with one of the Beach Boys. He actually tried to cut a song and did all that stuff and introduced them to one of the guys who they end up killing and stuff like that and doing all that. But really, Charles Manson, they kicked out. There's documentaries and other books just on that aspect if you want to get out there. So, Muppets in Space is great.
Muppets in Space is awesome. What's up, Huck?
I dug it. Thanks for being.
Farscape was amazing. I loved Farscape.
Never watched it. But yeah, the best part of the documentary for me was the Charles Manson, and the ending. I was glad it was over.
What's up, Jeff?
I think you're just cold-hearted, Rich. I think that's it.
It just.
I'm trying to bring up the comments.
Oh, yeah, thank you for that. I couldn't.
We've been reading them while you were gone.
Okay, good. So you guys can still do it.
I think the last one was that we haven't done was Jay said he saw the series. I think he's meaning the Dark Crystal series, and then Hux, Michael Caine crushed it. I think that's where we left off because Jay then mentions Emmett's Otter Jug Band Christmas. That's a great thing. That's where we're kind of at down there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, this is a question. I'm going back to
Muppet Christmas.
I don't care.
Carol was great. I really enjoyed that.
No, Evan.
Yeah, Michael Caine crushes it.
The Muppet Babies cartoon when I was a kid. Now, was Jim Henson involved in any of that?
Yes, everything Muppet was done by the Jim Henson thing, and then 1992, 93, Disney buys the Henson company, except for Sesame Street.
Why was that?
Because Sesame Street's are its own identity with PBS and public access. But then Sesame Street was bought out by freaking HBO, and then Discovery now owns them, and they have screwed that up. But so that's the only, to my knowledge, Muppets that are not part of the Henson company. But there could be someone out there that's more of a Henson person who might correct me if I'm wrong.
Do you think we'll ever get a Jim Henson biopic where?
Yes. I think these are Disney's ways of introducing the topic to create a biopic.
Oh,
and that's why there's two rose-colored versions of the story.
Mm-hmm. Now I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because they're not. It's like that. They're just feel good. They don't tackle much of the thing. Like they didn't even talk about the drummer drowning in the Beach Boys.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, he drowns. He dies.
Like the original drummer?
Yeah, the brother.
Dennis, the younger brother, the one that.
See, I didn't know any of this.
Sorry,
Dave, you're still breaking up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still. Well, I'm sitting here trying to find, but the Dennis brother, he passed, and Carl passed.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to be in a different spot.
This reminds me of the early days of the internet. I love 1999 dial-up.
Yeah, but the Beach Boys.
I'm
not
a
fan of the Beach Boys. I recommend. But if you're a fan of the Beach Boys, I think you guys will get a kick out of this.
And I would say follow up. Go watch the Wrecking Crew documentary.
Never heard of it.
So it's all the people that played on all the albums.
Oh.
Go watch the Wrecking Crew. Stay right there. Don't move. Look good.
You're perfect. Yeah.
Don't move.
Right here.
Now,
I was like, this is the best reception.
Just be a frozen statue.
Okay.
No. You're good.
I can't do highlights.
That's okay. What's up, Tiana?
What's up, Tiana?
Let's just end it.
Quick, Dave, come to my house. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. So I'm out in front of my house. That's my house behind me.
Why don't you wrap us up and tell us why you like the Beach Boys documentary? Because you kind of mentioned the Jim Henson.
Well, but yeah, let's do our final scores on the Jim Henson one.
Okay.
Because I can at least bring those up.
Okay.
IMDb is giving this an 8.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 100%. Audience score 97%. Rich, you gave it a 90. I gave it a 76. Evan gave it a 65. Our total average score is 77.
I was brutal.
You were.
You were.
I didn't mean to be that brutal.
And I didn't know I was going to enjoy this documentary as much as I did.
Yeah.
No. Again, all right. So let's move to our number one movie, but it was tied with Jim Henson, and that is the Beach Boys documentary. Yeah, dude. Maybe it's a California thing, but I really like this.
Yeah. I thought it was boring. Evan loved it.
I enjoyed it. I don't say I loved it. Don't say I enjoyed it. It wasn't as bad as paint drying. This is more entertaining than that.
Yeah. Grant, I'm sorry. I do have your I have your reviews. Actually, I think they might have downloaded before I got them. Okay. Let's see if this works. This is Grant's review of Jim Henson's documentary. Check this out.
Hey guys, Movie Buff Grant over here, and today I am going to be doing by the numbers review for Dave and Rich on Jim Henson's Idea Man. Now, I actually kind of like this movie. This is a very good documentary. The documentary was good. Jim Henson as a person was perfect. The puppets were good, and quite honestly, I would give a hand job for one of the puppets because my dick would actually be a lot more soft and smoother than anybody else, but I would definitely pay for doing that. But as so far, I would have given this documentary a 9.5 out of 10. And as of so far, Hardcore Grant is about to sign out. Dave and Rich, hope you guys have a pleasant dreams, and probably might be the last video that I swear or do anything else. But anyways, take care.
What the hell just happened?
Grant, I fucking love you, man.
Hey, I mean, there was no
you can't follow that up.
I can't. Yeah, I just. I was like, "What the hell just happened?" And we went from Hardcore Grant to Porno Grant in one shot.
Muppets? These poor innocent Muppets between Rich and Grant. Keep them away from Muppets.
Keep the gush. I heard about the lotion. Keep. What the heck did you just say? What did we just see? Right? I'm like, I am just as shocked as you are, guys, because he told me that I could not watch it until the show. So I hadn't seen it yet.
No, next time he tells you that, say, "What's in the box? What's in the box?"
But what's in the box? I didn't think Grant would talk about hand jobs and smoothness.
Well, the box is a Muppet, I guess. Which Muppet is it? Did anyone ask that question?
But the other hand that you didn't.
I don't know. I'm thinking Snuffleupagus, but that's just me. But let's go. Okay, so let's go back. Number one movie, The Beach Boys. We know Rich didn't like it. Evan and I both liked it. And Evan, I think you liked it a little bit more than you think you liked it.
Really?
By your score. Yeah. So.
Did I get a 92? Did I pull a Rich? Did I just?
No, you didn't. You didn't quite pull a Rich. Like I said, there were two of us gave an 80 for one of these documentaries, and that was this one. So you and I both gave it in the 80s, but you were higher than me.
Well, it was a well done documentary, I think, too.
I don't know what I just saw, Buck, but apparently it's soft.
I'll tell you right now, hamburgers and loose meat and Muppets
and puppet hand jobs, and I don't know what to say about this show, but I'm glad I have it 18 and over. Because holy shit, that's speaking of loose meat.
Dude,
oh my goodness,
this might need to be deleted. This, let it live for an hour.
No, we're keeping this.
No, this is keeping
fired from our jobs sometimes.
Speaking of which, let's just jump right into Grant's review of the Beach Boys and see if we get another gem. Check this out.
Hey guys, Movie Buff Grant over here, and today I am going to be doing by the numbers review of the Beach Boys. Now, I did see this movie when it came out, and I am going to have to be honest that I thought this movie was going to be ass. But as it turned out, I actually enjoyed it. The cast was very interesting, and the story was decent. So, now that I mention it, this room kind of feels like a little bit hot. A little bit hot in here. So, I am just going to give this one an 8 out of 10, and that's all I'm going to say. Dave, Rich, hope you guys have a good, pleasant dreams, and in the meantime, I'm going to make sure that I have a good relaxation mode. Plus, this is better.
Oh.
I don't know what to do.
Evan, sorry, I can't even talk. Grant,
holy moly!
From the bottom of my heart, man, you're awesome. Don't ever stop being Grant. Okay, we appreciate you. We love you, and thank you for that.
Rich, you thought you were going to do the most extreme thing tonight.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Grant. And scene. I think Grant just told yeah. I think I gave it to him. I think we created a monster, Grant.
I think
and because
we love them.
They've getting progressively worse and better at the same time.
Well, you might have to do the live broadcast 15 seconds delay, so you might have to hit that edit button.
Might have to, so I could do like a preempt, like a censor.
Oh, watch out!
One of the weirdest shows I've ever seen. Thank God it wasn't in a Speedo. Don't tempt him. I really think he might do it. He'd be like, snap, Speedo.
I thought we were going to get maybe a Muppet in the shot. I don't know.
I don't know. People saying it was hot in here. I was like, oh, fuck.
When he clapped, I thought the lights were going to go out. It turned out to be so different. It went so wrong.
Bro, Grant, thank you for that, man.
We're not in Kansas anymore. Evan, this is your episode, so.
I don't know if I have any claim to Grant's videos or not.
You do.
No, like I said, he was like, I don't watch him beforehand. Just put him in, and so I didn't watch him before the show, and I think I should have. So I would have known what to be prepared for. I was like, as soon when his shirt came off, I went, oh shit.
You did say that you do not get this as made for children, right? This is
no, this is 18 and over. I make sure of it because there's no telling what'll come out of Rich's mouth.
Yeah. It's cream of mushroom soup.
It's cream of mushroom soup and loose meat.
Oh fuck, guys!
All right, let's go. Let's go to our final scores on the Beach Boys, you guys, if that's okay, so we can get out of here. There we go. IMDb is giving this a 7.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 83%. Audience score 74%. Rich gave it a 66. I gave it a, what did I give it? 81. 81, and then Evan gave it an 84 for a total average score of 77. And again, tied with Jim Henson, but by the fact that our scores were closer together, the three of us, that's why it gets the top spot this week.
So what you're saying is this is Rich's fault. He should have had lower scores for the Beach Boys. It would have been
right.
He should have had if he'd have had 2 points lower for the Beach Boys, then it would have been in second place. If he would have been 2 points lower. Or if you would have been 2 points higher for your score on Jim Henson.
I'll tell you that's when I became part of the community, is when Rich, I forget whatever show it was a Tom Cruise movie, and he was so freaking mad that it was this low, and then you showed the scores and it was Rich's freaking fault. And I said, this is Rich's fault.
It was Rich's fault. He had the lowest score.
Remember, this is right when Rich and I just started talking, and he just he didn't know what to do because I was totally calling him out for it, going, "You can't get mad at yourself, can you?"
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't total the scores. I do not total my scores. I like to be surprised.
It does, and it's really cool when he basically. He's like, who gave this a crappy score? And he shits on himself because he ends up getting the lowest score.
Right.
And then I'm like, I can't wait to bring up the scores. I can't wait to show you what it was. Or he was like, oh man, that was the greatest movie. How come it's on the bottom 3? It's because you gave it a 62, boy, and I gave it an 80. I don't know why you're talking about that. But it's so much fun. I love doing the show with Rich.
I do too.
It is he loves doing the show with Rich too.
Because he likes.
Me too, man. That Rich is a great guy.
I like good co-host. That's what he says.
I like a good co-host, Rich.
Oh shit. Oh man, guys. So next week,
I have a question. Have any of you been drinking? Because I haven't.
No. Surprisingly enough. I had green tea. That's it. No.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, I do drink alcohol, but mainly Friday nights. That's my alcohol night.
Yeah. So next week, we're gonna go live on a Saturday. Yeah, you're right. We're going live on Saturday, and hopefully we have a special guest. You want to tell them who that special guest is?
I can do that. Our special guest will be Del on Movies. He's coming on the show. At the very least, he's going to give me his scores for the movies, but he's not sure if he'll be able to join us on Saturday because he might have something else going on.
Yeah.
If not, then yeah, we'll still have his scores, and we can still talk about him. But hopefully he'll be joining us. But at the very least, he'll be giving us the scores and
get him to send a quick review of each movie if you can.
If I can get him to do a short video review, like I do with you for the high fives when you can't attend, I'll text him about that and see if he can do that.
Yeah. But the movies next week, we have The Hitman.
Give us the movies next week, Rich.
We got The Hitman.
Make it dirty.
On Netflix. I can't talk dirty, okay? Okay, that's Dave's job.
No, you do pretty well with your loose meat and cream of.
I know, loose meat and puppets and. You did a pretty good job tonight, bro.
We got Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is a movie theaters. Premieres this Thursday. We got Under Paris, which is a shark movie on Netflix. We got The Coffee Table, which is like a thriller horror movie on. It's VOD, and then What Jennifer Did documentary on Netflix.
What's with you and J-Lo lately, huh?
It's not J-Lo. It's What Jennifer Did.
It's what Jennifer did, not what J-Lo did.
I thought isn't that her documentary on Amazon, or is that a different title?
No, that's a different one. That's something else.
Yeah. Well, those are our 5 movies next week.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for that. And with Del on Movies, who's going to hopefully join us, but at the very least, I'm going to see if I can get some short videos from him.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to be on his channel doing a movie swap 3-way.
3-way. We're going to do a 3-way with Del. Del's going to be the meat in the sandwich, and we're gonna. But it's not going to be loose meat. It's gonna be. I like my meat tight, so Del's going to be.
Evan's like, I'm never coming on the show again.
Evan's like, dude, I don't know what has happened to the show in the last year, but I'm out.
Each and every time I come on,
we did 3 Disney movies, for God's sake, and you still talk like this.
I mean, come on. 4 innocent Disney movies.
Oh, man.
I'm blaming Grant. I think Grant did it. I'm going to blame Grant for this.
Rick started the Muppet thing. I'm now afraid for what happens if Rich goes to freaking Disneyland and he goes to the Muppet Show.
See, I missed most of Rich's Muppet rant. I missed most of that, but
well, he likes Muppets. He gets a kick out of them. He just enjoys
like
good Muppet.
I like them.
And Grant really enjoys the Muppet.
Yeah, Grant really likes the Muppet. There's one particular Muppet that he wants to make his bitch, I think.
And don't give him second-rate puppets. That's not going to do. Only the Muppet.
Well, what was that? There was that stupid murder thing with puppets that starred Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, I don't know.
And it was a puppet, not a Muppet. Sorry.
It was a puppet, but it was like the puppets were like in society or whatever, and there was a murder, and she was a detective, or it was a murder mystery thing.
I didn't want to see it because it said, "Is this like a lame Roger Rabbit's adult version?" And just did, instead of cartoons, do puppets. Yeah,
can't remember the name of it.
With Melissa McCarthy, I won't watch. I can't stand her.
No,
that's a good thing you're sitting.
I can sit for Melissa McCarthy. I can't stand for her.
No, she's one of those actors I don't like.
Stop going to those theaters with no seats, my friend.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
well, Evan,
I'm going crazy.
No, Evan, we appreciate you taking the time to join us this week.
Yeah.
And
Evan, this has been amazing.
My balls.
It's going to be a big love episode of Movie Swap 3 with Dell.
What a reference there, Caveman. I don't know if you saw that HBO show, Big Love.
Yeah.
Big Love.
I'm hoping that's what you're referring to, Caveman. If not, well, good job anyways.
Well done.
Yeah. Well done.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead and sign off. I think I think this is a brownout, so my power will be out for an hour, so we might as well get out of here. Yeah. But you guys, this has been a lot of fun. Evan, it's a great pleasure having you back on with us.
Thank you.
And we definitely want to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Grant has promised no more profanity on his recordings or in his reviews, so we'll see if he does that.
Grant. No, we like hardcore.
What's with all of your fans lying? Nate doesn't bust balls.
Nate doesn't bust balls. Grant doesn't cuss.
We
happy
love
time. Happy Time Murders. That's what it is, Jay. Yeah. That's right. It was the Happy Time Murders. I was like, it was something murders. It was some kind of stupid word with murders and Happy Time. It was the Happy Time Murders, and yeah, it was pretty bad. But I remember watching it. And I was like, I wonder if Rich would like this. Because he's like, it's puppets. It's some puppet love.
No, it's got Melissa McCarthy, so no.
Yeah, it's got Melissa McCarthy, so no. If it doesn't have Jason Bateman, it's not a comedy.
Wait, I do like that one with Jason Bateman, though. What is that? Identity Crisis, whatever that was, where she steals his identity.
Oh, yeah, Identity Thief.
Identity Thief, yeah. I did like that one.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
That's right. It was fucking incredible. What else is fucking incredible? We're going to go ahead and get out of here, you guys. I'm going to see if I can find my outro and see if it plays. All right, here we go.
God bless you,
you guys. Thank you so much. Good night. God bless. Thank you so much. We got, who else are we talking? Oh yeah. Done by Jen. Absolutely love Big Love. Great. Appreciate it. Everyone being on here. This has been an absolute blast. I apologize for the technical difficulties on my part, but unavoidable. We'll see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast. Bye, everybody.
God bless.